Hello everyone, I remembered to record. And welcome to Somnambulist, a Mage show. I believe this is episode 9 we're on now. And going strong. Yes, it's nice to be here again. As is traditional, I've spent all my time double checking that I got the cameras right, which I did. And that I was recording and all of those other things, so I don't have any idea what I'm going to do for my intro, aside from to say we are joined by Gaming FTL, Strange Adventures, and Josh. Can you believe it? 3 guests in one. Welcome, dude.
Hey, how's it going? I am very excited to be here. I've heard things, I saw the last couple of episodes, so I'm here for the drama, I'm here for the magic.
Okay. Good. And for those of you who don't know, Josh was on Sunkissed, a very long-running show of Vampire the Masquerade that was a lot of fun, and I take no blame for it. So,
definitely no emotional scarring.
None.
Oh yeah, there's nothing remaining from that. Definitely no crossover here.
Certainly not. Mm-mm.
But along with that, Josh also does is involved in his own is it a podcast? Is that how it's described?
You mean Pod by Night? Yeah. It's primarily a podcast. We also stream over on Pod by Night, the Twitch channel. But then we edit it and then we upload it to, Apple Podcasts. And we're doing like a Vampire the Masquerade Anarchs campaign right now. And it's like a short thing before we launch into our new main series next month. And they're getting attacked by government-funded vampire hunters, and they are not suited for the task, which is very amusing to me.
Isn't that true of like every VTM show ever? Like, they're just not suited for whatever task they jump into.
I mean, quite possibly, but this one I warned them like way ahead of time, and then they were like, yeah, you know what would be great is if I was bad at this.
So that's Pod by Night, Twitter, and do the videos go up on YouTube? I think
they do, yes.
On Strange Adventures, right?
No, we switched to the Pod by Night YouTube channel as well.
Okay.
Look at that branding.
There you go.
Sometimes
when you're not involved completely.
Yeah. Certainly wasn't involved in that one.
Same with me. Yeah. Additionally, Josh just started Leech, which is also World of Darkness. Also, this one is Hunter, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a busy boy doing lots of like World of Darkness stuff. Over on Table Story, I'm having an amazing time doing the 3rd season of Leech, but this time it's the same world, hunters instead of vampires, and they are exploring the world that they have created themselves, basically. And they're like, "Oh, why is this so scary all of a sudden?" Because everything can kill you now.
I am really looking forward to see what that cast does with Hunter. So, I think it could go horrifically wrong, and I'm here for it.
Oh, I've got some plans. I'm very, very much looking forward to ruining their days.
Speaking of having plans and ruining days, should we talk about Somnambulist?
Absolutely, I can't wait.
So last week, the mages. We started off with the mages in a graveyard, being surrounded by zombies and revenants, which was scary right up until the point they realized that they had a death mage with them, who just puppeteered the revenant, and then the other 2 mages pretty much just kicked the ass of the zombies really easily. Was a lot of fun. After that, and they managed to get the that was the gloves in the mausoleum. After that, they managed to go to the abandoned farmstead, which was actually quite creepy. There was a lot of scarecrows swinging things, threads of fate that made them do things, etc. And
lots of shovels. Creepy.
There was like 2 shovels that hit you in the face, maybe 3, but there were more. There were more planned. Yes, it is true. But luckily, Sesha was there, having a little handle on fate herself, she managed to cut a lot of the strings and clear a path through to the farmhouse, whereupon they found, just sitting there on the desk, a compass. Both the compass and the gloves had the initials KVK engraved in them. You all know about the gloves, you don't all know about the compass, because Sesha took the compass, and Sesha is just a little devil. Sorry, Sesha. Finally, you went to a waterfall with a cave in it, with a cave in the mountainside by it. Sitting next to the waterfall was a tree called Ig, who said hey after... I remember now, Nell said, what, do you think I could talk to trees? And then, like, teleported up there, and then the tree was like, hey, what's up? And Nell was like, hi. Guys, I could talk to trees! But yeah, they had a little chat with Ig. He thinks he's happy and healthy, and he appears to be dying, so... not really completely sure about that. But they went into the cave and found that there were multiple kind of like spotlights from the ceiling, almost. And you could only walk from spotlight to spotlight. Each one you went into presented you with vast treasures, with beautiful like nature scenery of like green and grass and trees. And finally, a look into your past, or into what you want the most, possibly, where Nell saw herself cuddled up, happy and cozy with her family, loving and nice. Alfie saw herself as the popular kid, good at sports, able to make friends and be in a group of people without causing a massive fight and going crazy. And Sesha, we don't know what Sesha saw because I refuse to tell you all. At which point Sesha was like, let's just get out of here, right? And then Nell punched her for being insensitive. You know, like it was a bit more detailed than that, but you know, essentially, Nell was very heavily affected, and Sesha seemed to shut down a little bit. So whatever she saw either annoyed her or hit a bit too hard. Who knows? And finally, they walked through the last spotlight to the lantern, which is where we're going to come back into, with all three of you standing there with the things that have gone on and staring at the lantern. I will say that there is no engraving on the lantern. It just appears to be a fairly nicely made, kind of, you know, brass, golden looking lantern that kind of can be, you know, turned on, turned off.
Right. Seeing as Nell was the first to step out of the spotlight and go into the room, I'm assuming she's also going to be the first to reach the lantern and just pick it up.
It is a directional lantern, so it kind of like, it's like coned to point the light in front of you.
Oh, right. Yeah, I will pick it up, weigh it in my hand for like a second, give a small glance backward just to see if they also step into the spotlight.
They do.
Yeah, all right. Then without saying anything or saying any quip, Noah will walk out of the spotlight again with the lantern.
As you walk out of the spotlight, you step out of the cave. At the front, Ig is just there, kind of not really talking. It's just not even. I was gonna say leaves rustling, but he doesn't have any leaves, so a little creak maybe.
Branches swinging.
I'm still standing in the place there with Sasha. She's like, you definitely pushed her too hard.
She's fixing her lipstick. I don't think I did, actually. I think I did exactly what I needed to do.
Are all fate mages like you?
What, do you want me to coddle you?
No, I just want you to be a little nicer. Not everyone has it, you know, the way you do.
Wait. You think that since I can see fates, you think I have it easy?
That's
I see
not
all
at
of the
all.
strings. Every single one. I see everyone's fates. Including their deaths. But they don't. So
Not what I
consider
meant.
that.
I'll just like turn around and leave.
As you're walking out, you hear, and Sasha, you'd hear this like a little bit.
I think that went well.
Do you?
No.
And you step through and out with Nell. Sasha, by yourself in the spotlight, lantern gone, just a quiet black cave.
I'm in the spotlight?
Just by yourself, yeah.
Okay. Do I see green eyes?
Not anymore.
Okay. I will walk out and follow.
Okay. You step out. Shall we assume that you all just kind of, let's say in mostly silence, want to head back to Shelby's place?
I think that depends on every single one of us. Nell, for one, is standing outside, holding the lantern, and is just looking at Ig and silently waiting on the other two. If Alfie arrives outside, then she won't immediately say something. But she is waiting for the others because she knows it would be a very shitty move to just leave now.
You are the ride.
I am the ride.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we go back to the house. I think that went well. All things considered.
I just want to nudge Nell and just be like, you feeling okay?
You have eyes. You saw what went down in there. So, and I hold out a hand on each side, ready to go.
I just grab her hand with both of mine, just like holding on.
I step to the side, like right next to Nell's side, and I don't look directly at her. And then I hold her hand, and I kind of give it a little squeeze.
It's limp in yours. You don't get a little squeeze or anything back. You don't even get a glance. But yeah, once the two of you take the hands, I'll use my space and I'll start bringing us back to Shelby's house.
Okay. And you step. And as you step, you rush through places, zooming past you. Your steps cover countries. And you find yourself stepping outside of Shelby's house. And
Ugh.
in front of the door.
I'm assuming it's been a long day already. Because
Yeah.
technically we went to get all 3 of the items in one day.
You did. Like with your travel, it obviously is a lot quicker than I'd say it probably took half the day. So it'd be most likely starting to sundown. I would say.
I will lead. Go inside the house and I will knock.
You knock, the door opens. You can, just for the record, still see the trappings of your spell over the door.
Okay. Excellent. And I will stand on the side of the door and I will go. Ladies first.
Nell will just start walking, shake her head when Sasha says that, and just walk past her inside and heading to the kitchen.
I'm just.
Yes, for the record, if it's not obvious, she still seems a bit pissed.
I'm gonna just not go inside.
What's the matter?
I'm gonna keep some fresh air for a bit. I'm just gonna.
Do you want
sit
some
on the
company?
steps. I got some, thanks.
I got this.
Aw, all right. Well, just let me know if you two need anything. I'll be upstairs. And I will go to my room.
I'm sure you will.
You go to your room.
I've got a date with me in some time.
Alfie,
Yeah,
what does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't care. She's so weird.
Pot kettle, a little bit.
What?
Pot kettle, as in pot calling kettle
First,
black.
hey, whoa. Okay, take it easy.
Okay.
First of all, okay, clearly, somehow, I think I might be the most sane one here.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you saw how Sasha and Nell, got at each other?
I did, yes.
That was nuts. She fucking punched her, and Sasha just, I don't know if she's a masochist or if she's just unhinged. Probably both. But that was, weird, right?
I mean, people deal with things in different ways.
By punching each other that much? Willingly?
Sometimes.
You know what? I don't know why I'm asking you. You got thrown into a volcano to have your problem solved.
What does
so
that have to do with anything?
I'm just saying, you know what?
That was a religious sacrifice. That was nothing to do with the disagreement. Aside from me disagreeing that I should go in the volcano.
Yeah, well, I just don't understand why someone would want to go into volcanoes anyway.
Why?
And then the volcano punching the shit out of them, and them still being all happy and interested in still going into the volcano.
Yeah, that is a little weird. Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Point taken.
Okay. I just don't know what to do. I don't know how we're gonna end up getting Kira back if we can't even, I don't know, not fight each other.
We did alright in the graveyard.
I guess, but I don't know, that was surprisingly not difficult. I don't know, it's kind of fun. Is that weird?
No. It's, probably the first time you've got to show everyone what you can do as opposed to what I can do.
Yeah, alright. Well, hopefully we'll have more opportunities to do that, you know? And then I have to deal with angry McAngerson. And I just take the rock out and just kind of like toy with it.
Wait, which one is angry? McAngryson.
The big one that I kind of made, you know, that I pointed at and started.
Oh.
The Revenant guy.
I thought you meant one of the girls.
Oh, I mean, they're way too close in range that I don't think I could say something like that and get away with it.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, who knows? Nell could have like a portal where she sticks her ear out of it, or Sesha could have like a voodoo doll with ears.
Is that how they work?
I don't know.
Okay.
God, if I know anything about whatever cryptic shit she does.
Shouldn't you figure out what they can do? Even if it's just so that you can help them if it comes to it? Like, you know, they don't really know what you could do. If you're gonna be working together.
I will try. I figured some stuff out with Nell. I will try with Sesha, but I mean, she just talks so much.
What have you figured out with Nell?
She does like gravity stuff.
Oh,
and like
with the magic, okay.
Why? What did you mean?
No, yeah, that's what I meant.
Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I can do with Sesha's stuff. Maybe I can animate one of her little voodoo dolls to go explode or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Be kind of creepy. I just have to be able to sit and talk to her for more than 2 seconds without wanting to run.
You do need to work on that.
She also needs to work on like not being so. Ugh.
I mean, you haven't asked her to not be so.
I have.
You haven't.
I've told her. I literally told her in the cave, hey, maybe you should like take it down a notch. And she's like, me? Would you want me to coddle you? Like, I'm not. She's not my mom.
Right. You did also try and kill her.
When did I try to kill her?
When I was on the straw.
Yeah.
guy.
Okay. Yeah. She deserved that one. She deserved it. Also, I didn't know her very well, and when strangers take things that are valuable, you kind of do what you can to get it back.
That's true.
Especially when you don't have very many, valuables. So.
Not sure I like being referred to as a valuable, but okay, thank you.
Well, I'm sorry, is a friend not a valuable?
Is that the same thing?
You know what? Semantics, okay? I need to sit and play some fucking video games or something.
Alright.
I'm gonna go inside and find where my laptop is. Okay. Probably in my room.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, vegetate and play some game.
I would like to, after Sesha has her scene, I would like to interrupt and not let you vegetate.
Oh, okay.
Because Nell was
thinking
you would join and come to the kitchen. So if you don't come to her, she will come to you. But I'll first let Sesha. I'll first let Sesha do what Sesha does best, which is be weird on her own.
Oh. Keep going. I'm fixing cameras.
I just saw cats.
That should be good. Sesha,
Yes.
now that you don't have other people intruding on your personal space, is there something? Was Sesha like going to enact a thing, or was she much more?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. So she will go up to her room and she is going to shut the door. How's the doll doing next to the flower?
Still there. It's Do you go up and kind of investigate it?
Yeah.
It appears to be like, what's the best, like, fossilized. So it was straw. It now appears to be fairly brittle, kind of like stone or like something like that.
Dear Kira, what are you doing? I'm going to pop out the compass. I'm going to hold it out in front of her.
Just spins.
And does any... Okay. It's supposed to only work in the spirit realm, but... I wonder what happens if I can tinker with it. I will set it on the table where I have tea, and I'm going to basically examine it.
Okay.
And go ahead.
So okay, let's so it's nice to get a roll in every now and then. Let's go for your choice of intelligence or wits and occult.
Intelligence or wits? I think I'm gonna go.
They'll do slightly different things. Intelligence will be you kind of like logicking out the bits that you don't know or you can't figure out, completely. Wits will be a lot more like what you can see and
Well, I have a higher intelligence than I do of wit.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. And I guess I'll roll intelligence. That would be 3d10.
And occult, which is another 3.
Oh, okay. So it'd be 6d10.
That is 5 successes. Very nice. Damn. So from what you can tell, there is some fate magic intertwined here.
Oh, is there now?
There is. From what you can deduce looking at this, and just basically your understanding of how magic works in general, the likelihood is that there is probably a little bit of prime, although you don't know much about prime, life and fate in here. And essentially it is inscribed and woven into the gears and the mechanisms to essentially like, oh sorry, there's probably a little bit of mind as well going on.
Can I see specifically what the fate gears do?
The fate mechanisms, the gears, essentially are designed to react to instructions given by a whatever the mind spell is, and like discern a thread of fate and to pass on information further on through the mechanism. So it's probably like, yeah, actually, with the number of successes you got, what it's doing is it's being given information about who to find, finding that thread of fate, and then passing that information through the mechanism.
In order to locate the person?
Probably to locate the person, yes.
And it only works in the spirit realm.
As far as you can tell, it doesn't work here. There's also a distinct possibility that it will work when you're like thinking of the right person.
That's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know if there was a way to somewhat manipulate the way it's like locating the fate strings. If I could manipulate it in a way to locate fate strings in the prime like world, in our plane.
I would say because you don't have enough knowledge of the other spells, it's probably very possible you wouldn't know how to do it with the fate, just the fate magic that you have.
Okay. You said the combination of the magic was life, prime,
mind, and fate.
And fate.
Given your successes, I can tell you that mind is probably to do with the thing, you know, the person holding it thinking about the person, and then that's like the start of the... You don't have any idea what the prime would do, and life is probably, you would guess, similar to fate.
So I just got an idea. How possible would it be to use the compass, think of somebody to locate, you know, their fate string, and tie it to yours?
Interesting. It would depend what you wanted to tie. Like, it depends essentially whether you wanted to fuse the fates or essentially find that thread that you're on, you know, like, it's something you're unable to do. You can't go like, oh, can I find Kira's thread? And like, there it is, and you've got her thread. But it's possible that if you can find a fate thread through the compass, you might be able to manipulate it to some degree.
Okay, to some degree. Okay. I would like to attempt doing that.
Okay. I can give you this now. As much as you think about any set of different people or anything, the compass just keeps
It's so,
spinning.
yeah, I figured as much.
There's no like visible fate threads turning up or any
She's just very she's very inquisitive, and she's also very curious, and with the whole situation of like with what happened with Kira, she's really curious to see if she can kind of like push even more boundaries with her fate magic and the fates of others.
I'm going to say at this moment is probably when you hear the house vibrate, or like feel the house vibrate. And before we go and join Nell and Alfie, we are going to the White Room quickly, where a very imperceptible crack in space and time gets blown the fuck out. The place where the Moonface and the other four came through just smashes. And Gaia, if you'd like to describe who steps through.
Yeah, you can all see a 5'4" woman with a kind of platinum blonde bob and some strays floating in the air, and a little bit of a vacant gaze in her eyes, in a quite nice kind of witchy summery dress. I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, she just kind of floats through the crack and looks around at where she is. A little confused, and then looks back at the crack. I should fix that.
There's a kind of like flickery blue flame that it like orbits you. Just kind of. I don't think it has a name as of yet. You haven't taken the time to, but it does say you could have knocked.
I was trying, but it seems to have redirected me here. So this is where I'm supposed to be.
And you are essentially confronted with. I think you've been here a few times actually. This is the White Room in Shelby's place. Before, it had much better wards on it. So there's a possibility that essentially the wards have been damaged or reduced. The spirit wards at least.
Someone has done something stupid, but Shelby will be mad if I don't fix this before I go and see him. So I will begin chalking out a kind of pentagram circle on the floor underneath, surrounding this crack in reality.
Yeah. The like the runes and inscriptions on the circles, are there any specific theme to them, or are they just kind of like?
Yes, there is a kind of hermetic astrological theme to them.
Okay.
Traditional, evenly spaced out connections between elements and the planets and their gods, and the various tools that you need to channel those powers.
Okay.
She's being very particular, very careful, but it's all in a very beautiful, flowing script.
I will also say that both Alfie and Nell will have heard, not just felt the vibration of the house shaking, but heard the smash from the White Room, because it's just across the hall from the kitchen. So feel free to react. And if you want a little bit of a scene before that, then, essentially, you can go for a little bit and then I'll tell you when the crash happens.
Sure. I mean, if you want to catch me as I'm walking into the...
No,
place.
it's fine. If you you can go to a room. I think Nell would have entered the kitchen, waited a moment, just like holding the lantern and like uncertain. You know that moment when you're confident that someone's gonna follow you and stuff like that, so you're just like waiting in like a scene that they can catch you, but then it like grows a bit too long and you're like, wait, and then you turn around and you look and you see that no one's followed you.
Sorry.
And you're
no. Yeah, then I would have gone up to my room and just kind of thought up like a beanbag chair or something to plop into and have my computer and stuff.
Yeah. About a few minutes later, there will be a knock on the door. And in the doorway stands Nell with 2 cups of tea now.
Oh. Hey.
Hey, I was actually thinking that you were gonna come to the kitchen and join, but do you want some alone time?
No. I thought you might want some alone time. That's why I kind of...
Trust me, the last thing I probably want at this moment is to be alone with my thoughts.
Oh, come in.
Or probably have Killja join me when I'm alone.
He's a sweet kid, but Yeah.
Oh, no offense to the kid. I would probably just enter my room, sit down on the bed, and he would be there saying like, "Well, you didn't try."
Is
So
Killjoy your therapist?
what?
I mean, sorry. That was. I didn't know if you like ran into him more than once and that you talked to him regularly. I've only seen him once.
No, I just know that he shows up when I'm sad or stuff like that. I don't know. And I take a few steps inside, realizing I'm still in the doorway, kick the door shut behind me, and take a few steps closer to reach one of the cups out.
I just like put my laptop down and grab a cup. And I probably would have had like some kind of mechanical build, somewhat humanoid build that I put Beta into just so he can like putter around and not be stuck.
Okay.
So
He'll be fine with that as long as it isn't a Rock'em Sock'em robot.
no, it'd probably be like like there's a bunch you can see in the room. There's a bunch of little, they almost look like little collector's toys, like little trinkets, like little weird spider-looking things, and one thing that looks like it could fly, maybe. And there's the necklace is kind of just like on the counter. But Beta, I would have kind of like allowed him to like hop to whichever ones he wants just to kind of do what he wants.
Now we'll take the chair that's probably at like a working bench or something and do the very stereotypical tough person sit on the chair to turn it around with the backrest in front and straddle the chair like that with the cup facing Alfie.
I just probably would look at the chair and just like do a quick like amendment to it so that instead of having such a high back, it actually just has like a little tray out in front so you can put the cup down.
Thanks. Wasn't necessary or anything.
Oh, I mean, lessons in convenience, right? You know.
Yeah, sure. And she kind of, for a moment, awkwardly looks around, like that moment of silence in a conversation where you don't know if you should be the one continuing the conversation. So she just like holds her cup and it's like.
So. Oh, you go ahead.
Oh no. If.
I just wanted. I know you're probably not okay. Because I already asked that, but I'm also not great at like the whole reading people thing. People think it's like, I don't know. I just don't know. Sometimes when people are like sad or mad or reacting in a way.
What did you see?
What? What did I
Outside
see
of the
where?
spotlight. What did you see?
Nothing, nothing that ever would have happened.
I think that's the whole point of what we saw, wasn't it?
I mean, I don't know what you saw. What did you see? How about, okay, I'll tell you what I saw. I mean, listen, I wasn't like the very popular kid in school, okay? I mean, big surprise. I got picked on a lot and then dropped out because it just was really bad. But I liked playing basketball and I couldn't bring myself to go to a lot of the practices because there were people on the team who would pick on me for various reasons, and I saw us getting to just a tournament, and I was the star player, and everyone was cheering for me. And now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds really fucking stupid. So, anyway, yeah. That's what I saw.
For what it's worth, it doesn't sound that stupid.
You don't have to make me feel better. I know it's
No,
like kind of dumb, you know. Who wants to be the popular kid in school kind of thing, you know. It's very like whatever.
yeah, but you don't choose to be the bullied. You choose to be the bully. So for whatever it's worth, I'm sorry that happened to you.
And it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about yours?
Feel like I don't really want to talk about it, but then on the other hand, I came to you, or I expected you to follow me to kitchen. And when you didn't come, I came upstairs to you to talk. So I guess in a way I maybe do want to talk about it. I don't know. This is all very different. I'm on high emotions since I punched Shesha. And I've been trying to keep it down. But
We
she
don't have to
deserved
talk
that.
about it.
She was very insensitive at the moment, and I think she definitely deserved that. So I'm not sorry for that or any of that.
And you shouldn't be, honestly. If I had the I respect your choice a lot, actually, because that was something I never had the balls to do.
Yeah, well,
I wanted to.
Here's the thing. If you see what you want most and someone tells you it's not real, that doesn't tend to go over that well, as you know. It's not up to them to give you that reality check or tell you what you should feel.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't want to drag down the mood or anything. But you kind of deserve to know what I saw.
You really don't have to go into it if you don't want to. I mean, it's clearly personal, and like, I don't feel entitled to your...
I didn't have the best relationship with my parents. And although one of them is dead right now, I wish the other one was dead for what they did to my mother and me. But in the room, I saw everything as a nice, happy family where nothing had happened, and both of them were still alive, and I was blissfully ignorant with them, and times were easy and happy, and that's something that even I can only vaguely remember. So to see it physically in front of me, I didn't take it well.
It must have been hard.
When Sasha decided that she had the privilege to tell me it wasn't real and to tell me how I should feel about what I saw. So I don't know what fucked up shit she saw, and I don't really care. But yeah.
I'm sorry you went through that too. Honestly.
If I had to choose between getting an emotional gut punch like that or a physical one, I would take the physical one, but I didn't get to choose. So
That's where you and I probably differ a little. But then I'm just gonna like sip my tea.
maybe, yeah. And Nell will also take that moment to like sip her tea and have that awkward feeling in her head of like, shit, I brought the mood down. I fucking brought the mood down.
Yeah.
She's like,
Luckily, that feeling doesn't last for too long because, and this will be for all three of you, you feel a kind of shaking of the house, a kind of vibration of the house, almost like a mini earthquake, and a crash from downstairs.
Oh my god, what did she do?
we really leave her alone for
What
like
did she
5
do?
minutes?
What did I'm getting up and I'm to just be like Beta and grab the necklace.
Yep.
I get up and put the cup down and I start. I'm gonna say that Nell is wearing long sleeves and she starts rolling up her sleeves, being like, "I swear to fucking God, this time I won't just hit her in the face."
Sasha, are you also heading down?
I had my face like leveled with the table and the watch and stuff, and of course I feel the shaking, and I'm like, I hope they at least knocked. And then I'll like look back at the table, and I'll sit there and I'll stare at it for a little bit, and I won't leave the room yet.
Okay.
But that's all I'll do.
In that case,
They better have knocked.
do let me know if and when you join them.
Oh yeah, I will.
For Alfie and Nell, you run down the stairs.
Yeah.
As you run down the stairs, you'll see the white room in front of you. And essentially there's nothing really in the white room at all at the moment, except for Gaia, as previously described. I believe it was about 5'5".
Yeah.
In the, what was it again? Witchy summer dress?
Yeah, it's like a summer dress, but it's black and it's got like that kind of apron front. I can't remember the proper name for it.
Theater of the mind, baby.
Yeah. Fashion that doesn't exist except in my brain.
There is kind of like a wispy looking kind of like blue-white flame that's kind of orbiting around above her as she's kind of she seems to be like etching out a circle. There's also very clearly a broken reality right there with like some kind of like whistling of possible spiritual energy behind it and whatnot.
At this point,
I swear to God, if this is another one.
I'm running in and I'm gonna try to like close whatever this is. I'm like,
I wouldn't step inside the circle. You'll be fine, but not inside
who
the circle.
are you?
Please don't tell me your name is Greg.
Oh my god, please don't tell. You're not
You're
one
not
of.
Greg? No, I am Gaia. Hello.
Don't tell me this is another one of his.
Who's?
Are we gonna have to like get used to having random mages drop in every
Oh yes,
day?
yes, I am a mage. Hello, are you mages? You seem confused.
A little. Yeah. Who are you? Why are you here drawing circles?
What are you doing? Yeah.
Why is this open?
That was a lot of questions. I am Gaia, and I am here. I was coming to see this place actually, visit a friend, and well, this is a crack into the spirit realm, and I am repairing. That is my job.
Wait.
Someone must have left this here because I didn't start it. I was trying to get in another way, but not all magic works exactly how you expect it to, does it?
It was already broken when we found it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Would you mind lighting the candles, please?
Yes, I think we would mind.
Oh no, I was talking to my friend.
Of course. And the flame like stops floating and kind of goes to float over the circle and then drops and spreads out across the lines of the circle, like illuminating them in kind of white blue fire until they hit the candles at the edges, and the candles just like swoop up in flame.
Hey. All right. How about we don't do any magic before we know you're not, I don't know, hostile towards us or towards the house or towards Shelby or,
Are you gonna make me forget things?
As you're both talking, the blue flame ignites along a line, like this kind of jagged, cracked line that goes up into the air and like spreads out across this kind of almost like a lightning bolt in the air, and then fires up for a second and peters out.
all right. When I see that, it kind of looks, like, I don't know, Nell doesn't know what to expect. So when she sees that the flame is doing all kinds of crazy cuckoo shit, she just pushes Alfie behind her.
Yeah.
And like does like the protective arm of like, no.
Ah!
I can, to give you an idea of what you're seeing, kind of looks a bit like welding. Like it's got that kind of like sparky kind of like something's being welded together. And the blue flame, like the candles go out and the blue flame like pops back up and starts floating again, and you hear oh, thanks, Gaia.
It is finished. Sorry, I could not fulfill your request. I was already in the process of doing magic.
I'm like peeking my head out from behind Nell.
Yes, we clearly see that you're doing magic, but why are you in this house?
Oh,
Are you a friend of Shelby's?
yes, I'm an old friend of Shelby's.
Prove it.
I describe Shelby's not only his physical characteristics but his demeanor.
Yeah.
Everyone who
As
saw
a-
Shelby can say that. Prove it.
What is
No.
What is his
Last
favorite
time
cheese?
Last time we trusted someone, they turned out to be a spy for someone else.
Now,
Oh.
how would you know if
Oh
this
God,
lovely
she's here as
woman
well.
Hello.
would be anything but a friend of Shelby's?
Yeah, how about you shut up for a moment, Sesha, and let me make sure that we're safe, not having another intruder.
Oh yes, you're definitely going to keep it safe by inquiring
Yeah, how
about
about you talk
knowledge
less
of
and try to
Shelby.
help me here?
Okay.
by doing
it
what?
seems-
What would you like me to help you with?
I'm going to summon
You
the
need
spirit
me
of
to
a
say-
stream.
Everything to
Okay.
you?
Gaia, what are you doing?
I'm going to summon the spirit of a calming stream.
Okay.
Like a little brook. I'm going to summon a place I know, and the spirit will pervade the room.
You're gonna need more than a little stream, buddy.
So, the floor around you, shimmers and shifts slightly. It's not completely corporeal. You can all tell that there's a little bit of, translucency to it, but the feeling, the kind of calmness and the little trickle of this kind of stream that goes through this nice little, kind of like there's like one tree on the bank of it, and it's kind of like lent over the stream, and there's like a trickle through. Whether that affects the current next up argument, down to you guys. So please continue.
Oh, pretty. Spirits?
Yes, I know many of them. I have many.
Hey,
friends.
you still haven't
Oh.
answered her question.
You might need something a little bit stronger for her.
How about
Well-
you shut the fuck up for like 1 second?
I
She
will
winks. She
answer-
winks at Gaia.
I back up away from Nell and Sesha.
I will answer
Sesha's in
all
the
of your
doorway.
questions.
Then please do.
Which one would you like to answer?
Why are you here?
Oh, I was coming home from a mission on behalf of the council.
Fucking hell, it's another one of.
Did you see Morgan?
No, I haven't seen her in a very long time.
Did you see Guinevere?
I think she's avoiding me, so no.
Oh, this doesn't bode well.
Good.
What was-
good start? Good start. All right.
What was your mission about, if you don't mind me asking?
They
Unless
asked-
that's all hush hush.
No, I don't care. Really, they have asked me to visit some places and fix some leaks into reality. Much like this one, but this one was a bit of a... By the way. Yes, I do jobs for them occasionally, but I wouldn't say that we're close.
Oh, I see. So you're somewhat of their little what is it? Lackey, boss woman, one who gets coffee
No.
and whatnot. No?
They are a force to be reckoned with, and occasionally they have the best intentions. And when those things happen, I help them.
So are you working against your will or voluntarily?
Oh no, they couldn't get me to work against my will. I am. I do things for them occasionally. They ask me
Aw.
only when it is necessary.
Right.
Uh,
Is Gaia, are you your own person? Is this your personality, or are you someone invading someone else's body?
We had a run-in with Rasputin, by the way.
You have to tell us if you're a
tell
cop.
them everything?
That
Well-
explains the suspicion. No, I understand. Rasputin has a very different philosophy to me. I have never invaded a person's body.
That's comforting. I have a question though. With you on your mission of fixing these tears and whatnot, were they accidental and caused by a possibly rampant spirit?
The spirits do what they will. I am here to protect reality. So, in some instances,
Perfect.
it is an accident. Yes.
All right. Well, you should know, just in case, the council gets you involved, there is possibly a spirit of the fox variety, or seemingly the fox variety, running rampant a little bit somewhere, maybe in Russia.
Fox, a Russian fox.
Well, it's not really Russian. It was
Just in Russia.
yes.
Okay. I will have to put that one away and think about it later. But
Right.
course.
So
If it's
you're
a-
saying it's not that big of a problem?
I don't know. I've not seen it. I don't think I have met a fox spirit in a while.
I'll take
Well,
that
this
as you saying it's
one,
not a priority.
I don't
Well,
know.
now, Nell, she might have a little bit more information in regards to spirits than we do, of course, because, the only one that we knew was Kira.
Yes, and what's your point?
Well, you shouldn't just, say things like that. Like, she's assuming it's unimportant and whatnot.
I
she
can-
clearly can
Trying
handle
to
herself.
gather an alibi for us. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I will. If there is a fox spirit, I will help it or you or whatever needs be. I will go and investigate later. But right now I'm here to. Well, is Shelby around?
He's a little bit, holed up at the
Okay.
moment.
Well, in that case, I'm very sorry for bursting in like this. Can you tell me all your names? I didn't get the chance to ask.
I'm Alfie.
And
This is
I'm
Beta.
Sesha.
Alfie, Sasha, and
That's Nell.
Why do you
She
wanna...
has major trust issues.
I was
that's
gonna
fair
say,
enough.
why do you want to know our names? But apparently that is trust issues instead of trying to keep us safe from random mages who have kidnapped us in the past. You know?
Kidnap.
But you guys were kidnapped?
The Rasputin thing left her very, scarred.
Oh, are you the students?
Yes.
Oh,
I see our reputation precedes us.
Oh god, what did they say?
they said there were students.
Ah,
Uh,
not
sorry.
everybody is in the loop.
for you, a bit more for you, Gaia. They were chatting a bit about it when you went to see them, and were engaged, let's say, for some work. Essentially, 4 students who were a bit unique and a bit volatile, basically sent to Shelby, who was made to teach them.
So Shelby is teaching you, is he? How is he as a teacher?
We've only had one lesson with them.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
Or
that's
Yes,
two.
Ned-
true.
It ended absolutely tragically, really.
Hmm.
One of our classmates got taken by some spirity thing into the spirit realm.
Oh, well, nobody told me about that.
They probably wanted to keep it on the down low. You know how the council is. Very secretive, on a need-to-know basis, controlling everything from the shadows, making the rules and whatnot.
Yes, I imagine they would be quite embarrassed if they had to tell me that.
Oh, yes, well.
Is your friend
Guinevere
okay now?
is. Oh, well, we don't know. Actually, she's trapped in the spirit realm, and. Well. You seem like a trustworthy person. We're going to go get her.
That seems like a good idea. People do not belong in the spirit realm.
Exactly. Speaking of which, you seem to be very knowledgeable in spirit magic and whatnot.
Yes.
Can you just, open the door for us?
It would take a little while, but I could make a spirit path.
Oh, you can? That's extremely helpful. And then Guinevere would, not want to kill us and everything, and the council would be,
All right, hold up. Can you give us like 1 second, Gaia? I really appreciate it. And I turn around and I motion for like out the door. Now, out the door.
I go
And
out the
I-
door.
And I
All of us, or just
yeah,
the-
yeah. So I guide Alfie is still in between us, so I guide Alfie like out the door as well because Sesha's still in the doorway. And as I like kind of push them out, just before I close the door behind me, I turn like inside and just say like just like 1 moment. We'll be right back with you,
Okay.
And I close the door behind me.
as just very quickly before you, the little blue spirit floating around Gaia says, I like them.
I like them too. I think they need some help though.
I think they need a lot of help.
Let's start with this, and I summon a beautiful table, 4 chairs, and a tea set.
Okay.
And I sit down and I wait for them in here.
Tea, kettle with tea in it and everything like that?
Oh, it's already laid out.
Okay. Carry on now.
Right. So, I don't know. Maybe I missed a memo or something. Since when do we tell every random mage that comes in here from now on? But all of our very secret plans that we could not tell anyone about because they might get us all killed? Or have you, you know, as we forgot Alfie in our brains for a second, have you forgotten everything that happened with Greg and someone getting in here and there still being very evil mages around? Have you forgotten that?
Well, no, I haven't. First of all, Rasputin was only helping us. Yes, his methods were a little bit odd and maybe not in your, particular favor. But in the end, he did help us, did he not? He even helped Alfie. And Alfie had a lot of practice with her magic. Now look at her.
Yeah,
she's her own little powerhouse.
So from
and
now
also,
on, we need to trust every single mage that just bursts in here because, coincidentally and lucky for us, even though we were lied to, we got out alive. And that's the reason why we should now trust every mage that comes in here with our deep secrets.
I don't see a problem. Alfie, do you see a problem with asking the Gaia for help?
How do So I wasn't like the whole Rasputin thing. That obviously didn't affect me as much as it affected you guys.
Well, I mean, I'm not affected by it, but Nell here is very, I'm not going.
All right.
How do you not see the problem of telling a person you literally just met a minute ago about the deepest, darkest secret that we are keeping right now with the mission that no one is supposed to know about? How do you not see a problem in telling that to this Gaia person who literally just popped into the room? And we haven't even checked if they are actually friends with Shelby.
Nell.
I don't like her.
You don't like her?
You don't like her? Why?
Don't you like her?
I mean, short, intelligent girl coming in here with
Oh
some
God, okay,
little
misogynist.
pixie
He has a little bit.
who's
He has a bit of a
cute
problem with women. Yeah.
All
Right,
so,
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So, to answer your question, Nell, the reason being is because at the moment, all of our strings, Faith, we're all dead.
Wait, what?
We're all dead.
I'm alive right now.
Yes, you are alive right now. But you see, there's a little tiny string attached to you. It's very tiny, and I mean, you can't see it, but I can. And so far, all of them lead to death. I'm trying to see if we can find a new one.
We're all going to die eventually, right?
Yeah. What's your point?
How do I put this? I do not wish to have my fate severed so quickly. So I'm attempting to prolong that. And if you don't like the way I'm going about it, then you don't have to come. Gaia can open a door for us to follow. I have the compass. I plan on going. And if you don't, you can all stand here in secret and then have the council come and get you.
We're gonna go. We're gonna
Okay.
go find Kira. No, just give me a second. We're gonna go find Kira, but we also have a couple things we need to do before we go. Like, I don't know, I need to look up the name of the runes on the glove.
You all hear the creak of the stairs, just kind of to your right.
I don't care who is gonna come down there. I immediately turn around and I say, I swear to fucking God, if that is another mage, I will kill a bitch.
Well, I would prefer if you didn't kill anyone, Nell. But, I am another mage. What do you mean, another mage?
Shelby.
Hi, Shelby.
Thank
I'm about to go for
God.
some tea. And I walk through into the white room.
Shelby, one of your friends is here, and her name is Gaia, and she's got a little like blue spirit thing. And anyway, she closed the thing she closed the spirity portal, and I think she's like fixing stuff. And anyway, you might want to say hi. Is she actually a friend of yours?
You said
Yes, please.
you said Gaia?
Mm-hmm.
The name doesn't ring a bell.
Sasha!
She's already in the door. She's
I
already going to go like
fucking-
have some tea.
Let me, and he pushes past you both and walks into the room where I'm guessing that Sesha is sitting,
Enjoying some
sitting down.
sitting right next to Gaia, enjoying some tea.
I hope you like. You can choose from the Earl Grey or the breakfast.
Ooh, I think
Shelby!
I'll have some Earl Grey.
Oh, Panacea! Hey,
Hello.
it's
It
been
is
a
good to see
while.
you.
Are you joining us for tea?
Just for the record, Gaia, he has like missing parts of his body. One of his eyes, there's like a hole in his head. He's got like a hole in his shoulder, and then like a hole in his kind of knee, right knee there's like a gap there. Essentially, you know what this is? Someone has pretty much banished those parts of his body for now. So yeah, it's not the first time you've seen this. It's one of Guinevere's ways of, it's one of Guinevere's ways, let's say.
I told you he was
she
a little holed up.
And
Oh, I get it now.
Yes.
he turns to the door, because obviously he opened the door. You guys are standing there, kind of like, and he says, "Oh, don't worry. This is my friend Isis."
How'd you go
Yes.
by another name?
Well, he has known me by a few over the years.
Oh, that's all right. I've got a couple. They're called Fate Witch, kill her, murder
Hey,
her.
you.
Yes, hey you.
Yes. Yes, I've been called that too.
Yes. Quite common, really.
It is.
And Shelby walks over to the table, sits down, takes the tea and starts to sip and says, so what brings you here, Luna?
It's just Gaia for now.
Gaia?
Yes, I have
Oh.
taken to something more appropriate to my current job.
Well, I mean, I'm not amazing with names, but I
Oh,
will
yes.
remember this time.
It's okay if you don't.
How did you get here?
I accidentally stepped through what appears to be some sort of crack. Have you got spirits on the loose around here?
What?
Someone or something caused this. I fixed it, but it is.
Oh, that's Kira, remember? That's the one we were telling you about that we lost.
That is how Kira got out.
Yes, that's how she was taken or whatnot. She broke poor Shelby's poor instructor Shelby's wards.
Just
It was during a
to-
lesson.
Just to illustrate as things are going on. No, Alfie, are you just still standing in the doorway? Like, what the fuck is going on?
I am standing there and like peeking again out behind and just being like, why does she have so many names?
Famous people. I don't know. And Nell is still standing in the doorway. Yeah.
I'm going to reach over and like very gently touch around the areas where Shelby has missing parts. I'm going to be like, Shelby, what is this for now? The council really has gone too far.
It's all right. I mean, it happens. After the incident with Kira, I had to go and tell them what happened, and well, some people were less impressed than others.
Guinevere.
Well, this is obviously her doing, but why was she so upset? And why didn't she
Well-
call me? I could have fixed this.
You were taking a walk, so
I'm always taking a walk.
exactly. You can be hard to find sometimes, Athena.
Oh. Okay.
So.
Well, they should have called me anyway.
Well, I wanted to get you in actually to fix the incursion, but I had no idea where you were. I haven't seen you for years.
Where was I? So last place I was trying to meet a grand spirit. And they are sometimes a little bit tricky. You have to kind of work your way up the what is the word? The staircase, the ranks.
Ladder?
Oh yes, ladder climbing. Yes, like a corporation or something, or a military or whatnot.
Yes, and
All right.
they all have their place, and sometimes that place is at the top of all the other spirits.
Ah yes,
As
like the
you're-
council.
As you're both talking,
Not quite.
Shelby does spin round and say, if you'd like, you can come and join in.
Yes, there's tea and
No,
macarons for
no
everyone.
need to just stand there.
I
Yes,
made
we're
them.
having a lovely time, learning a lot.
Thank you, Shelby. I will keep it in mind.
I
All right.
I understand that you don't trust me, so
Oh, it's
If
not
you
just
want
you.
to-
Don't worry, darling.
but I see it in her eyes, and that is understandable if you have had
We're
to
too
deal with the
far away. You
council.
can't see it in my eyes.
I can see a lot of things.
Yeah, but you can't see in my eyes from that far away.
She has glasses on, doesn't she? Does she still have the glasses on or no?
Who? Yeah, I mean,
As
you
long as
mean
they-
these. You mean these sick fucking glasses that I'm totally wearing, but just not as a player right now.
Yeah.
Distance means nothing to me, I'm afraid.
All right, good for you.
So I can see it in your
What
eyes.
kind of isn't that the like fancy people desserts?
I like the nicer things. You have to take the beauty where you can. And these things are just I like the little rough bit around the edge and then the smooth bit on top and the creamy bit in the middle. It's just not only is it beautiful, but it is also delicious.
Shelby, where have you been hiding her this whole time? I like her a lot.
Thank you.
Well, I haven't been hiding her. I haven't known where she is. And also she's been around a lot longer than me, so it's
Yeah,
Oh,
you
so
did
she's
mention
a little bit elusive.
You did mention being more powerful than the council.
Oh. More powerful than the council? No.
I'm gonna like step inside, and I'm just gonna look back at Nell and just be like,
I have a tiny
The
little
food
plate
looks
held
good.
out. Well, I have a tiny little plate held out, like pointing to like Alfie while I'm like sipping my tea. It's got a macaroon on it.
Nell, like,
the food looks
There's-
really good.
there's one seat left. Alfie, if you want to take it, take it.
Just you can stand with me.
No, there's seats for everyone.
I'm fine. No, she put 4 chairs there.
There's a fifth there now.
Wow, magic.
How did it
The
go?
name of the game.
Look his ham.
And I will tell you now that the chair that came in, that like it kind of popped into existence, you could see the like threads of spatial magic on that.
Nell crosses her arms in the doorway.
You can stay there. If you want to ask me anything, that's okay.
But she feels kind of awkward keeping the door open, so she takes one step in, closes door, and then stands there.
Dearest Gaia, you honestly can ignore her. She
Don't
you know, she's
tell
kind
someone
of like
else
a
what
cactus.
to do to me, Sasha. I would
Like a
very
little
much
cactus,
appreciate
you know, she's
that.
spiky on the
Like, just
outside,
as
but
you
on the
don't tell me
inside-
how I should feel,
But on
you
the
know?
inside, she's all
Yeah.
nice and soft.
Oh my god, stop! Seriously, you two, enough. And I'm gonna grab the plate that Sesha's holding out to me, and I'm gonna bring it over and just hand it to Nell. Be like, Art of War. Break bread with your enemy, then that's how you disarm them. Just take it.
She'll whisper to Gaia, I'm the enemy in this instance.
Nell
You're a very nice person, but you don't.
frustratingly
Nice things to her.
Nell frustratingly storms forward, takes the plate, and begrudgingly sits down on one of the chair and says, like, if I want to fucking disarm her, I would do that with my fist in her face again.
Oh yes, that's right. That punch was actually very, very good. Took it straight in the face.
Stop it, stop it.
Sasha. I swear to God.
Oh,
I was trying to give you a compliment.
I don't need compliments, especially not from you.
She looks at Gaia and shrugs.
You need to learn
Gaia.
how to talk to people.
Gaia, do you have any of those Vienna cakes?
Oh, the little swirly ones?
Yeah.
She leans down. Yes.
Just kind of like comes up with a plate. Oh, thank you very much.
It's magic.
It's been a while. And you can tell that Shelby like either completely ignores or doesn't notice the like clashing of personalities, let's say.
Great teacher.
The
So,
two of you have a conflict, and I...
Wow, you do see a lot of things, huh? Very impressive.
No, don't be rude.
She looks at Gaia like,
Why do you needle each other this way? There is so much beauty here. There are people that have put you in a terrible situation.
Gee,
Surely
thanks
it would
for
be
reminding
easier.
us.
I don't hate Nell. I admire her. In fact, actually, she was the one who was trying to help me, warm up to Alfie here and start learning to compliment people. It's still a work in progress, but I'm attempting to try it. Give it a little college try and all that.
You did a nice thing for her then.
Well,
She did. She also has a hell of a right hook.
You like some tea now?
No, still not.
Okay.
If she was a spirit, she'd be a cactus.
Is a spirit. Dummy.
I don't get it.
Very funny.
So, Gaia. May I call you Gaia, or do you prefer Luna, Athena, or...
She really just said she only goes by Gaia right now, but sure, ask
I-
that question.
No, I prefer Gaia, but they are all my names at one point or another.
Oh, all right. I just wanted to make sure. So, Gaia, how, actually, I'm just going to cut to the chase. So, you said that you would open a, Shelby.
Yeah. I Nell immediately holds up
Hi.
a finger and
Yeah.
looks at Shelby.
He doesn't.
she's just- Shelby,
Yes?
could you leave the room for a little bit?
Oh, of course. Can I take the cakes with me?
Yes, would you like me to put them in a Tupperware for you?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. Thank you, Venus.
That one I don't remember. I hand him a Tupperware and I decant them into the thing.
Damn, savage.
Oh, the 70s.
Oh, with the flower child thing, yes.
Mm.
Oof, not a good face.
Okay, thank you. And I will be in my room with my Vienna cakes. Thank you very much.
I will talk to you
Enjoy.
later. I hope you're feeling well.
Thank you. And he kind of waddles out and...
So, why did you ask him to leave?
Because we didn't want to hold him liable for our actions and what we're about to do. We're trying to, I guess you could say we're trying to look out for him, you know. We don't really want any more holes in him from Guinevere and all that. So, the less he knows, you know, the safer he'll be. I'm sure you understand.
No, I do understand. He is a very good mage with a very bad memory, and he is truly kind. And if you give him time, he will get better. But he has been through a lot, so I appreciate that all of you are protecting him.
Of course, we felt it was very unjust, his punishment and all that. Especially
Yes.
since they're still planning to kill us, now that I think about it. So it's kind of like, you know...
I would not
I
let
planning
the
on killing
council
us.
kill you.
The council's planning on killing us?
I haven't
hmm.
asked them.
So, Rasputin kind of told us that kind of thing. Guinevere's very, persuasive. I'm sure you know, dear Gaia, that, she's trying to,
For
uh,
inject a little bit of context. Not sure if Sasha's just being a dick or not, but Rasputin said that Guinevere was pushing to isolate you all and to train you basically in captivity, pretty much. No murder.
Guinevere is a fiery person, but she would not kill without a very, very good reason. I think Rasputin likes to scare people though, so if he told you that, then he might want something from you.
I mean, I may be exaggerating a good bit, but, Guinevere's, well, her mentee was, the one that disappeared, so...
I am building
She's-
a picture of what happened now, yes.
Yeah, so, and we, are to take the blame for it.
Hmm.
So...
Well, so you are going against the council.
What
What?
we say
Oh,
going
I
against the council.
seems-
I would say we are deciding our own path.
I would
That
say
seems
we're
much
trying
better.
to help the
Yes.
council, if anything.
That too, you know, the helping the council's bonus, but we're deciding our own path, and our path is to go in there and bring back Kira, wherever she is.
That is a very noble thing of you all. How can I help?
Yeah, I guess. Well, we have gathered instruments that Rasputin has told us about in order to traverse the spirit realm. We have a
Ah.
compass, a lantern, and some gloves.
And the scroll.
Oh, and the scroll, yes.
Okay, so this is because none of you possess the spirit magic.
Unfortunately not. I'm more fate and time. She's space and force. And Alfie here, believe it or not, she controls spirits. Or, sorry, she controls souls.
Oh,
Death and matter.
Yes.
interesting.
Hello.
Oh, it is
Beta.
you! I was wondering why you were there.
Just the sidekick to Alfie's
We're partners. We're
Yeah.
partners in crime and
Crime!
not crime
death.
and
And
death.
in that!
Good. Well, if anyone wants to ask me questions about the realms of death, spirit, or space, then I will gladly help.
What's your spirit friend's name?
The spirits don't really have a name unless you give them one, and I haven't thought about giving them one.
So you give yourself like 10 names, but you never think to give your spirit a name?
Spirits are not people, they are closer to concepts. So it is a spirit of fire and the hearth, but it is...
Hello,
Would you like a name?
Jim.
Jim.
Would you like that to be spelled with like a J or like a Gym?
Spellings aren't important. Names
I
are.
can't read.
Well, yes, when you give something a name, you give it an identity.
There are powers in names, yes.
So, you said space and death, and you didn't mention anything about time and fate.
I'm sorry, but I know the basics of the other spheres, but I have never practiced them.
Ah, yes, all right. That's fine. I do have
But
a question, though.
Yes?
So, if you're knowledgeable in the spirit realm, we talked to a tree who was a spirit. They were
Yes.
dying, which was very sad, when we went to go get the lantern. But he had never heard of a moon-masked spirit. And that's what seemed to have, taken our friend, really. So, we wanted to know, I wanted to know if you'd heard anything about that, or familiar.
Before Gaia answers, how much detail do you go into, or do you just say that?
I go into some detail about, the looks and stuff, and the, what they did and whatnot.
The nature of them, yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's not possible, Gaia.
There is no spirit in this world or beyond the veil that has that description or those combination of powers. So whatever it is, it's not a spirit.
So I guess my question would be, is you say that humans don't belong in the spirit realm, then would you also agree that those things don't belong in the spirit realm,
I think
even though
that
they
is-
came from there?
If they came from there, they did not originate in it. The spirit realm is a place of chaos. It is not somewhere you can... You can live. You cannot have.
It's
that
not a place
kind
of order.
mask there. It is the mask of the moon. It is not a symbol. It is not a. It is not a rock. It is not a tree. It is not an animal, and it is not an emotion. So
With its
how can it manifest?
Interesting.
yeah. Also, Gaia, with its humanoid form, humans don't. There's no spirit humans.
Humans have spirits, but spirits are not humans.
Well, let's hypothetically say that that somebody or something interjected itself into the spirit realm forcefully. What would happen?
It would, depending on what it was, it would damage. Maybe form something out of the chaos? I would not know unless I knew more about exactly what it was and what it could do, but it would hurt the spirit realm. But it would need some way to stay there. Some way to use those things that do exist. there.
To jump into a bit more detail for you, anything like if a person goes into the spirit realm and stays there, they'll either be ripped apart by the energies of the spirit realm, like the kind of the maelstrom of chaos and creation and everything, or they'll be warped and changed.
Become a spirit, right?
Not even that, really. They'd kind of because the energy of the spirit realm, the kind of chaos of it, just warps and changes them until they're completely lost. Like their mind gets warped, their body gets warped. Occasionally you'll see a really bizarre looking creep like thing, but invariably they either get lost, disappear, or you know, sometimes wander back into into reality, being some twisted, horrible, you know,
All right,
weird
Gaia.
monster.
I'm going to put a theory, or I guess an example, or maybe a certain situation in front of you, and I would like you to give me your perspective on it. Maybe even thoughts or answers to it. What if someone could make a spirit? Like almost like I'm trying to think. Almost like a false living organism posing as a real one and interjecting itself into the I guess the congregation.
I suppose it is possible in theory. The spirits are not constant. They are made and destroyed all the time, but they are all part of the same whole, and they represent things in this world and past the veil. So creation exists there. Are you talking about the moon mask?
Yes.
I do not think that it is a spirit. If it was made of the stuff of spirits, it would be stolen. It would not be a spirit anymore.
Well, I guess I'm going to put all my cards on the table here then. I believe that I inadvertently merged my magic with that of somebody with potent spirit magic, Kira in this instance, and I think we might have made a spirit.
Wait. What do you have to do with this? I thought this thing was just like a freak accident.
Oh, it was. 100%.
But then why would your magic merge with her magic? Weren't you guys like fighting? And like you weren't trying to do something together. You guys were trying to like show each other what you could do. That was the whole lesson.
That's true. That was the whole lesson. And that is
Right?
what happened during the test.
okay.
You have made a grave mistake.
How so?
You have hurt your friend.
No. She's still alive and all that.
Magic changes things about the person. If they don't want that, then it hurts them. Magic
Well-
is not a toy. It is not something to be used for its own sake. I created this table. I brought this tea here to give us some joy. I didn't bring it here because I wanted to show off to you.
Oh, no. I wasn't trying to show off at all. I wasn't even trying to hurt her, actually.
What
I was
your
doing the
intent?
opposite.
You were
I was trying to
heal
give her control.
What did she not have control of?
Her power. She's really strong.
Well, like I said earlier, I did not mean to burst through a hole in reality when I got here. So not all magic goes exactly how you mean it to. all
Exactly.
the
That's what
time.
I'm saying. Is I didn't mean any harm to come to her at all. That wasn't the intention at all, and it just happened.
It seems like you are all trying to fix this, yes?
Well, yes, that's why, we've got all this stuff so we can go and get her.
And that is a good start.
Obviously, I'm not going to sit there and let her stay there.
Good.
Alfie. You've got
I'm
that
just-
look about you.
I'm just confused. It's
Confused
like,
about what?
what did you do?
Yes, what
What do
was
you
the spell
mean?
you tried?
Like, why would you think it's your fault?
I did say all cards on the table. I gave her a necklace before we started our lesson. And that
Okay.
necklace had a piece of her magic, that is. She had caused the plant in my room to grow exponentially and quickly. So I plucked a leaf, put it in a little bottle, and I used a bit of my own magic over fate and probability. And before you knew it, she was tearing holes into the spirit realm and bringing about all those things. I then took it from her.
Sheepy, I would like to deduce the likelihood that the spell that Sesha cast was actually at fault here. Because this does not, given the fact that there is a seemingly sentient masked adversary, this does not seem like something a simple fate spell could directly cause.
It would depend on the power. It would depend on the intentions. And even though you don't really know you don't have much experience with fate magic, you know fate magicians, or mages, let's say. Fate is a little bit alive. So fate magic is always difficult. Sometimes it's a bit of a monkey's paw.
But the creation of the thing that came through and grabbed their friend is not possible with fate magic, correct?
No, but it's possible to trigger that with fate magic.
That event? Okay.
Like, the event itself is a little
it would
bit...
have had to be possible in the first place for it.
She's
to
also
have
not
been
telling.
affected by fate.
She's also not telling like all of everything.
Okay.
I would...
Yeah. She's not.
No,
she's not. The OOC. She's not really.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's fine.
for Gaia, even theoretically, you'd need a melding of magics that isn't really possible, although she did just mention, and I think you probably know this from the council talking, one of the unique factors of these young mages is that they can actually merge their magic and create spells with merged magic, which is something that is very, very rare and not very often possible, which is why they were sent to be taught and why Guinevere wants them locked down, basically.
Okay.
The best I can give you is, in a weird, vague possibility, you would need to be able to have a vast amount of power to create life from spirit.
Okay, and that seems beyond these lot at the moment.
Sacrifice.
Oh no.
So essentially, you need a mage who either knew exactly what they were doing or had no idea what they were doing. You'd need them to create a vast well of power and to, like, essentially solidify life from the spirit essence, and that would, like, condense into a being that was spirit made but physical.
That's crazy because Kira's like a giant well of magic.
So I imagine while this has been going on, you just kind of watch Gaia like go a bit glassy-eyed, and
Yeah.
she's looking off into the distance and like counting numbers with her fingers and like trying to remember things, and like kind of entirely ignoring everything going on around her as she, like, the gears grind. She's like that flippin', like, trapezium like numbers floating around her head at the moment.
And Sasha's just kind of sitting here, like just drinking her tea, like just like,
Oh,
hi, you know.
I'll say they've already talked about their sphere, their like arcana, their spheres. None of them are life mages, so.
Was your friend a life mage?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh dear.
No. No or yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Now, when you say "oh dear," you mean that in a oh dear, or do you mean that like in a oh dear?
The implications of the merging of the spheres has made me German. Suddenly.
I was not gonna say anything about it, but the moment you said the spheres, I was like,
the
what?
implication of the spheres is very interesting.
This is very interesting.
Shit, I knew they were a bad guy.
I will say this as kindly as I possibly can, but you have caused a rather large problem.
How so?
Well, the problem is that I do not know.
Well, how do you know it's a problem if you don't know?
Things that aren't problems generally don't steal children.
I think that the fact that they don't know is why it's a problem.
It's not. One thing that I've learned is that people fear the unknown.
Yeah, but if you're a very old and powerful mage, it's kind of not a good sign if you don't know about something.
But if you think about it, it means that everyone learns something eventually. Even if you're that old.
Yeah, it doesn't change the fact that it could be very bad.
I'm not blaming you for not having control of your powers. That is the responsibility of the council, and ultimately this falls on them. And I will go and talk to them once we have found your friend, and we have figured out exactly what it is that has changed in the spirit world. But I would like you all to be extremely careful when you go there. Because if you do not know what you have made, and I do not know what you have made, then there is a lot of possible dangers that we cannot prepare for.
What? Do we know if there's any way that we can find out more about it? Like, clearly this is not something that anyone's really seen before, so...
I have an inkling. I'm not saying I claim to know what I and Kira may have created, but if there's anything I know about my own magic, it's... well, there's an order to it all.
I've heard that about you, Fate Mages. It's either order or chaos. And I see that you have a spark of both in you.
No, that's for sure.
I can see you're all worried about your friend, and I am worried about them as well. A spell does not steal people, so whatever it is, this is...
It's live.
lying. It is something new.
Well, I should also mention, ladies, you all know that I have a doll of Kira. It's got some sort of a connection to her. You remember, yes?
I try to forget.
Right.
Well, I kept it near the plant that she had, grown or whatnot in my room, and when I went upstairs, it fossilized.
That doesn't sound like it would be very good. Is it?
This doll has a sympathy with her.
It's a voodoo doll. I made a bunch of voodoo dolls of everyone here, including Shelby. When we had our lesson, though, well, afterwards, I went upstairs and all of them were burned except for hers.
And see why no one trusts you.
No, they were just dolls. I had no other intention of doing anything other than, keeping them on my bed. But
Yeah, because it's such a good sign that someone makes voodoo dolls of everyone else and someone sacrifices dolls to use their magic.
It would be good
I,
presents.
to be, you know what? Honestly, I was going to give them to them, but
You were gonna gift us
voodoo dolls of
voodoo
yourself.
dolls Right, yeah, all right. It fits. It just all fits.
Anyways, Kiera's was the only one that was left pristine. Kept her around, and we found out that through Greg, that it might have a connection to her still, because I thought of her dead. But we've learned that she's still very much alive. However, the doll is now fossilized, so I don't know what is going on.
I do not know what a fossil means.
Well, it was originally a straw voodoo doll, but now all of a sudden it's fossilized and it has some sort of connection to her, so I can only assume that something is happening to her while she is there in the spirit realm.
Yes.
That's at least, I guess, given the circumstances.
That makes sense.
If I may, take a moment to step inside Gaia's head.
Oh, please.
How are we doing? I feel like things have gotten concerning, at the very least.
Gaia is concerned about a lot of things. Right
Join the
now.
club.
Gaia is concerned about the well-being of these children. Gaia is concerned about the emotional well-being of these children and their friend,
Yeah.
and the fate of the spirit realm,
Mhm.
and the damage that has been caused to it. And her job is to fix things, so she feels pretty determined to intervene.
Is she thinking investigate or help? As in, like, investigate the problem or help the students? Also, for a little context, Guy's quite old, so children is they're like late teens, early 20s kind of.
They're absolutely still
They're
children.
still
in her
children to
eyes.
Gaia, yeah. That's why I gave a little context for anyone being like, why is she calling them children? So yeah.
Her main priority is to help these three here,
Okay.
because she doesn't know what is going on elsewhere. And also, she probably doesn't have great object permanence. Okay. Is there anything that you three need? I will have a look at the doll and I will help you through the spirit realm if you want me to. But right now, you do not seem prepared to go. You do not seem to have each other's backs. And in the place of such chaos, you will not help each other that way.
We're
Oh, I
prepared.
thrive in chaos.
We-
But
we got the
I understand what.
artifacts.
We have the artifacts, yeah.
Yeah.
But we still don't really know exactly what they do.
And also, people should really stop saying that we should get along better.
You don't have to like each other, but you are stuck here together.
Yeah, really don't need to tell us. You're like the second adult to do that.
Okay, I will stop.
What does is KVK right on the back of the compass?
Hmm.
What does KVK stand for?
I actually had that same question. Yeah.
Initials?
Did you know? Yes, initials.
Cavey Cave
Oh.
sounds like a place in a storybook. But do I remember those initials?
Doesn't, I mean, like, there's probably a few mages in history who had those initials, but no one particularly special or that, jump into your mind.
Kevin von Kevin was not a very good mage.
Is that who made these artifacts?
Unlikely.
Well, you're very wise. You've seen a lot. You don't.
Wait, what was the
do
name?
you-
Kevin von Kevin. He was a mage of what were his spheres again? The time and the space. But he wasn't very good. So I wouldn't worry about it.
So he didn't make the artifacts.
He did not make artifacts. He kind of teleported little wooden horses around the place for some reason.
Oh, all right. So it's not the person I was looking for. We have these
Sheepy?
artifacts, so they have stuff on them.
Yes, Nell.
Could I try to? I don't know. We've never used the library,
Yeah.
for anything. But could I, while they're talking, try to reach out into the pocket that is the library for me and try to, I don't know how it works, find a book on Kevin von Kevin?
Yeah. You reach out, put your hand through, and pull out a book. It is the mundane and mediocrities of magic. Or at least that's what the title translates to. It is in German.
Oh, I immediately hand it to Elfie.
Alfie?
I take the book.
It's the mediocrities and mundanities of magic.
Can I read German?
You've pretty intelligent researchy mage, so I would say yes.
I mean, yeah, all right. I guess I'd. My
Look,
German's a little rough.
if there's one of us that can read German, it surely is gonna be you.
I mean, I used to be on a lot of German forums well, we don't need to go into that.
Right. Bone apple teeth.
And I'm just gonna start flipping through. Look at the table of contents, see if there's anything on Kevin von Kevin.
A little bit. Wooden horses, teleporting, died of food poisoning.
Who dies of food poisoning? Wow. Yeah, this guy's a loser. Like, who dies of food poisoning?
Kevin von Kevin, apparently.
So,
Fate is a very unkind thing.
I mean, I guess. I don't know if fate had much to do with it other than just.
Fate has everything to do with it, little Alfie.
It's all about her. I'm
Yes.
just gonna keep flipping through and see if there's anything else interesting about any names or people or mages that were
KVKs.
mediocre. Yeah, KVKs or any other kind of like mediocre kind of like mages of note.
Mediocre mages of those. Every now and then there's one who is so mundane it's interesting. People, mages who are powerful and just don't do anything with it. But aside from that, nothing that stands out, nothing that really jumps out at you as like, ooh, this could be something.
Wow, this really, you can put this one back. This is like really the most boring book I've ever read.
Sorry.
So Gaia,
Do you have any books on runes? I just want to make sure I got my translations right.
Yeah, so while they continue talking, I'll try to get out another book for
Exchange.
Alfie.
so
Yeah.
Gaia,
Yes.
have you ever combined magic spheres before?
One time. Very long
Oh.
time ago. But that was part of a intricate ritual.
What was the ritual for, if you don't mind me asking?
It is not really my business to tell you. The ritual was for someone else.
Oh, I see. Was it for the council?
Not directly, although it did end up benefiting them.
Of course it did. It's always about the council. Would you ever do it again?
No,
No, why?
because it hurt someone I've come to respect.
Was it Shelby?
He's a man who has been through a lot, so
That's a yes.
it is an. You can ask him if you want.
I see.
It is
I won't pry anymore. It's all
It's
right.
not my story.
Of course. Would you combine spheres if it benefited someone?
I would only do magic for anyone if it helped them. Benefit is a very broad word. Power for power's sake is not a good way to live your life. So I try not to.
Oh, I hope you don't have the wrong impression of me. I myself don't.
You asking
Desire
questions of
power.
me.
Yes.
Yes.
I just hope that you don't think that I'm somebody that desires power and is power hungry. Quite the opposite, really. I like
don't know you well
order.
enough yet. There are too many mages that would fit that description.
No, of course, I understand. I was just curious.
Hmm.
What spheres were they?
Spheres I combined?
Yes.
It was space and spirit.
I have a question, Sheepy.
Hmm.
So I see the fate strings,
Yeah.
right? At any point, did I see a thread of fate connect between Shelby and Gaia?
Nothing recent. They trailed off for quite a while. And again, the threads of mages especially tend to split.
Fluctuate and split.
They're harder to read.
What do
Um,
Gaia's strings look like? If I just sit and kind of stare at her.
I would say they are quite light. And when you look at the actual like threads and as they kind of split and move and shift, you realize that within each string of fate are separate thin strings. So it's almost like a thread of hair, and the thread itself is made up of smaller threads.
Of smaller threads. Oh.
I'm glad you made that noise because I don't know what it means.
To give you a bit of insight on it, it essentially means that someone has reached a point in their existence or in their life whereby they tend to be able to not pick their fate, but to influence their own fate. Not by having fate magic, but just by being learned by being powerful, by being all of these things. This is something that Rasputin didn't have.
Oh, he didn't have those threads.
No, he had a lot of like threads, and there was a lot
Yeah.
there, but he didn't. He, at least from what you remember, he didn't seem to have something like this.
Gaia, I must admit, I envy you.
How so?
Well, whether you realize it or not, you have a lot of control over, well, your future, your fate.
That is reassuring to hear from a Fate Mage.
Of course.
It is
I
what
envy
you
you.
get when you distance yourself from the council.
Yes, I've noticed some of their strings are not as intricate and vast and together as yours.
Now makes a mental note. Just like you have a whiteboard and you have council and everything else, and there's like another check under everything else.
So, what is your opinion of the council? And be honest. This stays between us, by the way.
Oh, you could tell them if you wanted. I don't think they'd mind. They already know all of this. I do not keep secrets. They have collected their power for many good and many terrible reasons. Each of them with their own interests and politics. I was never good at that, nor was I interested in it. So, when they ask me for things, I weigh them up. I weigh them against what good I could do.
When you say you weren't interested in all the politics and stuff, is it because you had no interest in wresting control over things, making rules?
Yes. Their influence is not as far spread as it may seem. But it will take you some time if you want to escape it.
Do you think that maybe the council has outlived itself?
When they began, they were all very powerful mages. And they all were making such wonderful things. Bring people together.
Seeing as how suspicious Nell has been, and I would imagine kind of like analyzing this conversation off by herself, no, that implies that Gaia was there when the council was formed. So. I'll give you that there. Sesh,
Gold.
probably pick up on that. I'm not sure about Alfie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have. I've picked up on it, but I'm also kind of like flipping through the pages.
Yeah. It's probably sitting there, not registered yet, like waiting for analysis.
Like I know she's old, I just don't know like how old, kind of thing.
You know, there's a saying that Baba has told me while I was under her tutelage. It was very familiar, especially with humans with power, and power corrupts absolute. And at first, you may be doing amazing things with that power. But over time, you start to lose your grip on everything and what you originally had intended to do with that power. And then it manifests, infects, and eats away at what you previously were trying to accomplish, and then it malforms into something, well, something you don't even recognize, even yourself.
If you have the strength to change things and you don't try, then what is the point in having it?
Oh, no, I definitely
its
believe that you should try to change things. I just also believe that sometimes, people of power shouldn't stay there for very long.
Is that why you didn't join the council?
Because I didn't want to have my...
Because you didn't get corrupted.
I cannot say I haven't made mistakes.
That's not the same.
I love Baba. Don't get me wrong. I love her dearly. But even with my short time with her, I see it.
I think you're all wiser than your years. Yes. There's something that I have had revealed to me over and over and over again, as long as it has kept me on the straight and narrow, I suppose. Magic is not the only tool. It is not... While it affects reality, it is not the whole of it. It is your will. It is not the way that things are. So, yes, if you bury your nose in magic, it will seem like it is everything, but it is not. For instance, take my lovely little table here. I bought that in the 18th century, and it was made from a beautiful little shop. And the people there I became friends with. They did not have magic. I spent a long time with them. And that kept me grounded.
It's important to not lose sight. I agree. I was just curious, of course. Thank you for your lovely and wise insight.
Anytime. I do have the sneaking fear that we may run out of time to save friends. So while I'm saying that we shouldn't always use magic, I think we should use magic. Would anyone like to help me?
It's nice to see that there are good examples as well. Certainly
Very, very few.
countered with a certain corrupted, morally shifted mage in the past made it seem like that was the only path forward. But you seem to suggest otherwise.
The suspicion of me is correct.
The floating flame that's kind of orbiting around Gaia's head chimes in for a second, says, "Purity can be its own form of corruption too."
Well, that is another thought experiment. Okay, so this is actually quite fun. It is a word game that I play sometimes when I am walking through the spirit realm. You pick two things that you think are the opposite, and this will help you with your magic as well. Practice. Two things that are the opposite, the sun and the moon. You build connections between them. They are both heavenly bodies. They both shine. They are both the same. People see them in the sky. There are so many things that are between the things that we see as opposite, night and day.
Life and death.
Life and death are both part of the same.
Toast and bread.
Toast and bread. Well, that is a linear change. I can't
Would
do that
time and
one.
space be one?
You would have to ask a time and space mage. No.
She-
Time.
she
Wait,
looks-
the
Google it.
Google.
She looks at Nell like,
Time and space. I guess that's the question for you. What is the same about time and space?
Well, time is a construct. Well, time is
a
somewhat
thing
like
that you put on
space,
the
I would.
wall. Or wear it on your wrist.
Follow me as we go deep into the depths of time and space.
Well, it's time technically, even if some say it is a concept, is forever. It goes on forever. We just have a certain set of time that we get or are allotted. But time as a whole is constant, and I would assume space is as well.
And that
So
is
maybe-
your perspective. This
She
is
looks at
fun.
Nell.
Nell, what were your spheres again?
Space and forces.
How are they the same?
Both can be manipulated.
I suppose. Yes.
Both are physical.
Yes, they both act in this world. Yes. Oh, this is fun. Alfie, your go.
Life and death. They're both part of the circle of life and death. And dead things can be reanimated, and alive things can be
Deaded.
They certainly can.
Deaded.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Oh,
Is that right?
okay.
Did I get it right?
There is no right answer.
Oh.
I'm so proud, Alfie.
I can't tell if you're making fun of me.
Shut it, misogynist.
Oh, we were just talking about our spheres. Well, mine's time and fade.
Okay.
How are they the same?
They're not.
Okay, but that isn't the game. We are playing a game.
All right. Well, I guess. They both have a semblance of order. Time normally can be really interrupted, I guess, and neither. Well, no, that's true. That's not true because time can be interrupted, and so can fate. So I guess they're both seemingly constant, but they're not. They can both be manipulated. Manipulate.
I wish I had more time to study the other spheres. They're so fascinating.
Well, you know, I actually think I could help you with that. Well,
Oh, no.
not right now, of course, but in a little bit.
This sounds like a sales pitch.
I have figured out a way. Rasputin helped me with it, but I figured out a way to possibly remove yourself from time and fate completely.
And where would that put you?
It would put you in a limbo where time will not affect you and fate cannot touch you.
That seems kind of sad.
Well, not really. I mean, it would be good if you had to study for something.
Oh, you would take the book with you.
Yes, you could take the book with you, that kind of thing. So, if you ever want to, have more time.
I feel like I've had too much time already.
That's
Alfie,
fair.
you look confused and worried.
I'm still confused. Are we going somewhere?
Oh, yes, there was
And why right now?
to save your friend.
Well,
but
what
are
time
we
is better
ready?
than the present?
Is there something you need to prepare beforehand?
We just don't know like anything, and it would be very I don't know. It just seems like we're jumping in and we don't know what we're going to be facing. And like, I know the veil and like the stuff beyond the veil a little, but I don't necessarily know the spirit world. And what if we get lost and you're not there? And then what if Sesha and Nell start punching each other again? And I'm just a little, there's so many little worries.
Small correction there. It wouldn't be punching each other. It would technically be one way, but continue.
Alfie.
I'm just worried.
I put my hand on Alfie's hand.
Yes.
I know you're probably cringing because I'm touching you.
Little,
But-
yeah.
I'm trying to be. You kind of see that she's kind of having a little trouble with this because she's trying to think words. And she kind of looks a little flustered because she's kind of dropping her poker face facade a little bit. I'm trying to be personable with you. I don't want you to feel like we're not going to make it out of here. Man, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I don't intend to sabotage or pick fights with Nell. As hard as that is to believe. I will, however, try extra hard to not push her buttons. I think that's the correct term. And she takes her hand off, like, really. There.
That would be very nice and welcome.
And she puts her poker face back on. Yes, of course.
BP.
Yes.
Can I prepare a spell to help them, if not get home, find a safe place to escape to?
So they've shown you the artifacts.
Okay.
The artifacts themselves, the lantern will actually create a pathway much similar to the way that you do. So that's essentially allow them mostly safe passage.
Okay.
The gloves have the ability to open a hole, very messily, but still open a hole to another realm. And the compass seems to, and this is probably the most important one for you, seems to allow them to find someone in another realm, which is very, very useful.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, in that case, can I give Nell the key to my house?
Yes.
You would be best equipped to use this. If you are very desperate to find somewhere, here's the key to my house.
Is it like an actual physical key?
It is a physical key.
She's like, oh, don't you think this is going a bit fast? All right. Thank you, I suppose.
Now, when you touch it, you realize that it can be used as a coordinate for travel. Essentially, if you channel your space magic through it, you can open a door that will take you to a place. And it can also be used in the spirit realm.
Huh. Right.
Although it's spirit realm's a little less reliable, but possibly.
All right. Then I take it. Thanks. I really, you know, I think it's a tendency to ask mages of a certain stature and power when they're being very friendly to us and helping us. Ask them why.
Why am I helping you?
Yeah.
Here we go
Because
again.
there is something wrong, and for a very long time now, it has been my job to fix things. Fixing tears in the veil, fixing people, and helping them heal. That is what my magic has always been for.
So you're doing this because it's your job to.
I don't get paid for it, but it is the job I have given myself.
At least that answer is more convincing than saying something like it's out of the goodness of your heart or something like that.
You.
I have needed help too. It is not like I'm going around doing this. And I meet lots of nice people. That's always a bonus.
Is there anything we should know before going into the spirit world of like things we should watch out for?
Yes. Things
Everything.
you should. Everything can be dangerous. Not everything is dangerous. Also, please don't use those gloves,
Oh, why?
because then I'll have to come and fix the tear again.
Huh.
But they can fix tears.
Can they
Hmm.
fix tears, Sheepy? No, I don't know who told you that, but that's not true.
But that is bullshit.
Oh. Oh. I thought I could fix tears with them.
You can fix tears in the veil.
I mean, I could fix veiled tears, but maybe not the spirity tears.
Oh yes, there are two different places. Can they fix tears in the veil, as
No.
like to the realm of death as opposed to the realm of spirits?
It's essentially Alfie closed up a tear in the veil with her own abilities.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't know.
was wearing the gloves at the time, so...
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go. They can't do either of that. No, no, that's not how they work. They're there for destroying things. And I would prefer if you don't use them. I will create a spirit though.
Okay. Wait, can I? Wait, does that mean I could destroy the moon face if I use them?
We will see when we get there.
I don't see why not. I think you could do it.
Yeah, I'm having a really difficult time convincing myself that you're having our best intentions in mind, Sasha, sometimes.
I look at Gaia. Like, shrugging, like, what?
Well, is there anything else you need to know before we go? Do not stray from the path. The lantern will help you there. Don't make any deals with the spirit. Unless
Could
you know
we still
exactly who
talk
they
to
are.
them, though?
Yes, you can talk to them. They're very nice.
Well, I just know that Kira had to give us the ability. Well, I guess that's because the spirit was in this plane. It wasn't really in their realm. So I guess
They
it's
can-
kind of like all rules are out the window when it comes to us in their realm.
Yes, that is the place that they control. They have to be asked or accidentally come through to manifest here. It's very difficult for them.
Oh, I see. Well, my only other question is So, Alvy has this wonderful little, I don't want to call it a trick or a thing or whatnot. She has the ability to put spirits in or souls inside objects.
Oh.
I mean, Beta is kind of my prime person soul that I use for this, so.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was wondering, can spirits also be put inside objects voluntarily? Like, could they put themselves inside a lantern or something like that?
You have to pick the right one, and you have to know what they can do. But yes, you can bind them to objects, and they will use their powers. It is
Interesting. I have no intention of doing that. I do not want things, I don't want them putting themselves on my, personals.
If you want, Guy, you could give a demonstration.
Oh yeah. I pick up a teacup, and I ask my friend, "Do you mind?"
Of course.
And I begin to sit, do that water cup singing thing around the edge of the rim, and it begins to hum, and then there's a little flame coming out of the tea.
Oh.
The tea kind of bubbles
Warms up.
slightly. Little steam comes off it.
That's kind of neat.
Is that your
portable-
tea, Gaia, or something?
Oh, it's my tea.
Okay.
Portable tea heater. Very British of you.
Uh,
I don't know what you mean. I'm Norwegian.
you've experienced this before, Gaia, but when you sip it, it has that. Well, it has that kind of warming from the inside effect, but almost for the soul.
Oh,
it makes you
if
feel
that's
like you're
the
at
case,
home.
then I'd actually do it on the teapot,
Okay.
and then I pour everyone else a top up.
Yeah. So
Warm our souls.
if you drink the tea, everyone, essentially you feel calmer, you feel more centered, you feel like a glow from the center of you kind of expanding outwards, and feels like you're at home.
I do not drink the tea.
Yeah, no,
It's
we don't want that shit.
I'll drink it.
I specifically don't drink the tea because I'm regarding it as a living thing. I wouldn't drink beta.
You wouldn't drink alpha.
I
I wouldn't drink myself, but more importantly, I wouldn't drink beta. So I'm
Okay,
kind of
thirsty
looking at
for
it
beta.
almost in disgust. What are you? What? Oh.
I get the spirit to pop back out. It is an effect of the spirit. It's not the spirit itself. That would be gross.
Oh.
I am home and hearth.
Thank you so much, Jim. I drink the tea.
Okay. I'll take a sip then. Very kind of carefully, gingerly.
What does it taste like?
It's got a little spice of cinnamon to it.
Okay.
It's
And just-
almost like a chai
Yeah.
when it was a breakfast tea before.
Damn, chai tea latte over here.
I am the spirit of chai tea latte.
very smooth, and essentially, it's not the taste as much, although there is an essence of that. It's just the feeling you get from drinking it. It is just. It's like you've been out all night in the snow, and then you sit in front of a fire and wrap yourself in a massive blanket. It's that kind of just comfort, I guess, is the word.
Nice.
Okay. Well, I feel quite good.
I think we should head home. Are you all prepared? You've got all of your things together?
I guess.
I'm just gonna like run up to my room and just make sure I grab things that I need.
Yeah,
Little-
I'll go. I will go upstairs and I will take quickly to not just. I just basically go. I take a couple of the leaves from the plant that Kira had grown, put them in my pocket. I take the doll.
The Kira doll.
Yep, and then I take the petals of the flower that grew in the corner.
Yeah.
And I put that in my pocket as well. And of course, I have my coat of voodoo dolls
Your
and my
voodoo
cane.
doll bandolier, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I make sure I check the pocket watch. Was I able to kind of fiddle with it?
You're starting to get a hang of the mechanics of it, let's say.
Okay.
There's this awkward moment where both Alfie and Sasha run away to get things, and Nella's left standing in the room with Gaia, and she just like looks around, like whistling. And if they catch like glances, perchance, it'll be like, yeah, I can just sort of get stuff whenever I need it. I don't need to attack anything, you know.
Oh, yes. I know that spell. That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, you know. Points at the table.
So, we will move forward very slightly to everyone getting their gear, being ready, down in the White Room. Gaia, would you like to lead the way?
Yes. Gaia, while everyone's been getting their stuff, has been preparing another circle, but this time instead of a pentagram, inside it is a very kind of rectangular square with things either side of it. On one side is symbols representing the spirit world, and other things representing space on this side of it. And once again, she lights the candles, and eventually a doorway kind of emerges out of the circle with kind of stone columns and a little stone bridge over the top wrapped around with vines, and like a slight shimmer, like Stargate style, in the middle.
It kind of like, yeah, it's got like a portal through to it. And everyone else has obviously come down and joined. Gonna step through.
Okay, well, I keep the gloves kind of like close to me.
Yeah.
In my bag, and I will like look around at the others and be like, and I'll just like step through.
Ah, I got you. No.
So,
Alfie would straight up just fucking cry.
A mental breakdown.
Straight to the heart of the earth for you.
just dead. Oh, god damn.
Oh man,
so
that was good.
stepping through, there is, and again, a lot of this is translated by your brains. The other realms are very strange and alien in a lot of ways. What you essentially walk out into is represented by what you see, how your mind translates what you're seeing a little bit. There is, however, a kind of howling winds of like energy just kind of ripping through the air. You have kind of like a cone of protected area where it kind of like hits against and kind of like smashes past, you know, kind of slides over, things like that. In front of you is a pathway that has been partially created. It kind of tapers off towards the end and is getting like ripped at a little bit by the forces. As the rest of you step through, Gaia, essentially, you can extend this pathway and this protection here as much as you like as you go. My question would be, where are you going?
I don't know the way, so I'm going to let them lead.
Oh,
And they've
'cause he
got the
knows the way.
lantern.
I will pop out the compass
Okay.
Who has the
and I
lantern?
will hold it in my hand.
Holding it in your hand. Nell has the lantern.
Okay.
If you want to use the lantern, you can. It'll save your, it'll essentially create a path in front of you, as opposed to you needing to do that. So
Lazy.
that's fair. Cetera, you have the compass in your hand.
Yep. I will sit there and think about Kira for a very, very long, long time. I will remember her or try to make out a memory of her features, her hair, her personality. And I will hold the voodoo doll that is petrified in my other hand. And I will attempt to locate her fate through the compass.
The compass spins, slows, rocks, and points.
Oh, look at that. It does only work on the spirit realm. Well, it's pointing that way.
Guess that's where we go.
Mm-hmm. Can I see if it, like, the compass has, like, a string? But, like, not like a string where I follow the string, but obviously, like, kind of like a little bit of a, like, shine, like, kind of like a shiny, like, I guess, fishing line, where it kind of, like, I can kind of see it, but then it, like, disappears.
You can't see anything.
Oh,
It's
okay.
For what you are thinking and intending,
Mhm.
it would require a few little changes to the spell that's on the compass.
Okay.
But it is something that with a little prep work and a little time you can do.
Okay.
So,
I will lead the way.
and Nell, I'm assuming you're going ahead with the lantern as well.
Yeah, sure.
So you head forward. I would say very occasionally you see off to the sides like snippets of places. There are like a kind of glowing, bubbly inside of a volcano maybe that you pass by to your side. It kind of like goes past you. You can see little like imps of fire like jumping from crust to crust on this kind of magma pool. There's a like very vibrant and you probably hear like some very muffled cheeps and chirps of like a jungle. You see this kind of like translucent jaguar like kind of stalking through the undergrowth. There's a like very snowy kind of rocky outcrop where there's there's like a what looks like a hot spring with a whole load of some kind of monkey simian in there, red faces, like completely white fur. Eventually, after quite a lot of walking, you find yourself breaking through into something very, very different. You step out into a desert. Sand all around. And in the distance, in front of you, you see what appears to be a palace. A large kind of almost like it's the Taj Mahal or even larger, like it's a sandcastle. A white shining structure off in the distance. For you, Gaia,
Whoa.
this doesn't even feel like the spirit realm.
This is.
It kind of does. But I would say it gives off the smell of the veil, and Alfie, you get this too.
As in the smell of the realm of the dead.
Yes.
This doesn't feel right. It's beautiful, but it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, the energy swirling around makes no impact on this area, on this realm.
Does being in this place disturb my sense of space in any way?
It's difficult. The spirit realm has been disturbing your sense of space a little bit in general. I would say this actually feels a bit more normal.
All right. I'll also chip in then. This doesn't entirely feel like the spirit realm.
And
Yes.
all the noise, all the kind of swirling energy is completely like you can see it on the periphery of this area. It makes no noise. It has no like bearing, essentially. It almost feels like it's not there.
I assume I don't see any strings. And with time, how is time flowing here?
A bit more normal. In the spirit realm, it can flow a little bit strange. It can fluctuate sometimes. Here, it feels maybe a little faster than normal, but
What is happening? Why is... I don't think this is supposed to be here.
No. It is some kind of scar. Something has brought order here. But it's bigger than the spell that you cast. Some sort of...
The moon mask.
moon mask. It is okay. We will find our way to the palace. We'll find your friend. We'll find a way to fix it. Don't worry.
I mean, they established order, it seems.
and you notice two fairly far off figures, specks, come into focus, walking towards you across the sand.
Are they within shouting distance?
A bit further away than that.
And they're between us and the palace.
I'll also tell you, your companion isn't with you anymore. Jim.
Oh. Oh, Jim. He might have gone home. Or he might have gotten lost. He has a worse sense of direction than I do.
Hey, Nell.
Mm-hmm.
Could you possibly see who that is?
I can try that. Can I try to do that sheepy? Not any circles, so I guess it would be a roll to see if it works. But basically, scrying does exist.
It does.
And I suppose...
I was thinking she could just open a portal nearby and stick her head out and be like, what's up? And then...
Get it chopped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, let's not do that.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I potentially want to try to scry, but just make it easier so that I can literally see them. So
Yeah.
just...
Yeah, as you essentially try to move your sight to close to them to essentially see what you can see of these approaching figures, please roll me your space and gnosis, which I believe is 5.
5? Yes.
It's 2 successes, yes. What you see in front of you as you kind of get perspective is a probably about 15 foot tall. He looks very similar to those beings that came with Moonface, except for he has a gap crack all the way from the top of his head all the way down his chin, down his body to about his hip, and there's just space in between there. There's nothing there. They are both they're both kind of bone white skin for the sake of argument, and dressed in these kind of white with runes robes. They both have like kind of bony coverings on the skin that you can see with like little bits peeking out maybe. The 15-foot tall one, like really big, really wide, has green and orange runes on his robe, and is not. It looks very lumbering, looks very big. The other one is about 7 foot tall, so a little bit taller than everyone here. He has small ridges going across the side of his head, neck, and then down his shoulder, kind of like little, almost like bone protrusions sticking out like spikes. And he has brown and green runes across his robes.
Are they runes that we can read? Well, I wouldn't be able to see them necessarily, but...
Yeah, Nell would see them. I don't think they'd mean anything.
Nope.
Can I see them?
Nell would have to describe them. Oh, actually, no, you could, yeah.
I
you
could
do
also
this.
try and scry.
You can scry.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do I need to roll for that?
That would be your space and gnosis.
Okay.
The
Oh, I do have
D10
gnosis.
down the bottom.
Oh, I'll just...
Yeah. You get the same image, the same look at them. Seeing as you have slightly different arcana, slightly different spheres, I'll tell you that you're not sure what these are.
Uh-oh.
You get a feeling of spirit, but it's like the best way I could
That's happening with everything at the moment. so-
Yeah. The best way I could describe it is like crystallized spirit condensed and packed into a being.
Okay. So there's definitely a sphere other than spirit at work here?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Don't know how it happened, but there is spirit compacted somehow. Maybe that is what happened, what your doll represented.
I would say they're probably about in shouting distance now.
I have a slight instinct to try to manipulate space between us and them so that they can't get closer until we want them to get closer.
A Monty Python run their way up to the castle.
But I don't think that's necessary, right? We can just meet them. What else are we gonna do here? Right. I let them get
May as
closer.
well.
Okay.
Yeah.
As they get closer within range, so not within range for like any kind of attack or anything like that. They kind of stay at like you can hear them, but they're still shouting a little bit, kind of thing. The big
No.
the big one kind of settles down, and the smaller one, the one with the ridges, stops and folds his arms, and
Hey. What do we have coming to visit us here?
I'm Gaia, and I was wondering if you could tell me what was going on here.
What is going on here? Maybe
Yes.
you could be more specific.
Well, let's start with what you are called.
What I am called?
Yes,
Or what
do you have a
we
name?
are called?
A name for yourself, a name for your people? Both?
No.
Both.
No is not a very good name. Why are you being so difficult?
What you created here? Born here?
Yes.
Ah. What do you
And-
strive to be?
And as you speak, he looks at you, and there's like a kind of cocking of the head, and he points at you, Gaia, you, Alfie, and you, Nell.
You may all leave. We're taking her back to the castle.
I don't think that's happening.
No? No.
By me?
Is there somewhere else I can take you? You have hurt the spirit realm.
Enough of this.
And he,
Okay, well, I tried.
he points his finger at you, Gaia, and in an instant, the finger like shoots out straight towards you and kind of like forms this like tight point, like a spear or a pin, and flies at your face. And we will come back next episode.
No!
R.I.P.
I was
Gaia.
going okay. I need to say this because I will forget it. I would like to react to that, and I would like to slow it down. So somebody remind me that. That's
Just
what I
write
wanna
it
do.
down in your notes, son.
Yeah, let's try.
Yeah.
Ah,
Rip Gaia.
ah.
Well, one episode. I made it one whole episode.
Hey, you didn't die
Ah.
yet. It
I
was
guess you just needed to be a special mage, like all of us.
it was the initiation of an attack.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
Well, shit.
So, you made it.
Ugh.
I feel like the next thing you were supposed to say after that is like, you proud? You made it.
Whew. That yeah, that's so let's you can probably guess a couple of things. Like there's more.
Probably.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really interesting next week, to be honest.
Yeah.
You think?
I don't know how this is gonna go. So, yeah, let's go around hot potato, and do some outros, and feel free to talk about the episode as much as you want. Obviously, we got a lot of time chilling with Gaia, which was a lot of fun.
Good time.
And yeah,
That was cool.
Gaia will be back next week as well, just FYI, along with Josh, probably.
Along with Josh, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Wait,
if we
next
still
week?
want him, you know.
Yeah,
You could recast me if you want.
Yeah.
Is it
like
next
one
week
of
or
those.
the week after?
next week, I think.
Did
Wait,
you
is
say you're
there
gonna-
Because I'll be coming back from TwitchCon, so I actually
Right. Yes.
yeah.
we will talk about that then. It may not be
Yeah.
next week. It may be the week after. We will see.
I'm
what we can
sorry.
organize.
We may
So
recast
difficult.
Alfie as
Yeah,
Josh
yeah.
for
Oh,
one
yeah, I could
episode.
play
Oh
Alfie.
my gosh.
Sure. Yeah, just play someone very neurotic and you'll be fine. It's great.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm just really confused and I just
Can
want
I-
everyone to get along.
Can I talk to my ghost best friend? Put them in things? I don't know about
Yes,
this.
you're doing great.
I wanna
You've nailed Alfie. That's
There you
perfect.
go.
That's exactly yeah.
use these gloves for a thing that they can't do.
Hey, apparently I was doing that, so
Alfie has the death sphere, so she can open and close.
The death sphere, when you say it like that, is very intimidating.
It's
don't
like
wanna
a
meet-
Death Note,
You should-
but like
you
higher
should,
levels. You know?
scary.
You should see the chaos sphere. Now that's scary.
You should see the other guy.
So let's start with Josh. Josh Hot Potato, as you know, off
Yeah.
as you go, and feel free
Hello.
to talk about yourself and talk about.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh yeah, this is Josh.
Hey, Josh.
You can find me on Instagram.
I
at
was
Syrinx.
just being polite. You said hello,
Oh.
so I said hello back. Hello.
Oh, all right. That's fair
Hello.
enough. I'm Jewish and I do like tabletop stuff on Strange Adventures. There's some cool stuff coming up in the future. As I said before, I'm doing Leech on Table Story. I'm doing an Out Vampire thing on Pod by Night. But I just had an awesome time today being a chill, like spacey mage. And I love your characters so much. And as like, I guess, a healer character, all I can do is like, oh god, someone has hurt these people so much and I don't know how to start helping them.
How does it feel to not be a traitorous backstabber?
You don't know that yet.
That's true.
I have to keep the veil up because otherwise next time no one will believe me.
Wait, is there another traitor's backstabber
I really
besides
hope
me?
fucking not.
Oh man.
This was
I-
all all an
It's-
illusion.
It was all a dream.
I'm so glad to meet you, Cat, because every time I get cast as this person who ends up backstabbing people
Yeah.
and like causing trouble for them, and I'm not gonna say I don't enjoy that, but it's happened quite a few times and it's getting predictable to the
yeah,
point where
that's-
Bub is like, I don't trust you.
My character does maybe, but I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
I've always
entire
been the super chaotic one.
Mm.
So
the
I enjoy it.
entire reason I didn't want to trust Gaia's, not because I didn't trust Gaia's, because I know what
Don't trust
Josh
me, yeah.
plays, and I was like,
That's
nah,
exactly it. Yeah.
nah.
But it made so much sense given your history with like Rasputin and the rest of the council.
Yeah.
So I was like, I see where that's coming from.
Yeah.
That's fair. There's tea if you want it. Yeah, I had an amazing time. Can't wait for next episodes.
It's gonna be very interesting. Yeah, Hot Potato.
It's Cat next.
Cat, Hot Potato.
Hey, hello, I'm Kat. I am a creative variety derpcaster, memory of a goldfish that strives to sow chaos wherever I am welcomed in. And unfortunately for everyone here, I've been welcomed in here. So, chaos it shall be. With order, of course.
Mm.
We do have purpose. Sasha does. You know, a little bit.
Might be a
I've been-
disturbing purpose, but
Oh yeah, disturbing purpose, but I mean it's still it's a purpose nonetheless. I really enjoy where the story's going, and I'm getting so excited every single time. I'm super excited for Monday, and it was such a pleasure to play with Josh and like experience Gaia. I love Gaia. Gaia's probably I love Gaia. It's so I've just really liked all these guests, especially interacting with our little trio of traumatized teenagers.
Misfits.
Yeah, misfits, you know,
Broken toys.
broken toys,
Shattered dreams.
shattered dreams, possibly broken noses, you know.
definitely split lip.
I'm surprised I didn't get another punch this time, but we shall see, you know, for next time.
Oh, look,
But,
you got close.
It got pretty close. I was ready. I
Oof.
was like, I was kind of egging for it. And I was like, oh, I won't egg on too much. And then I go and do
Maybe.
it again. I'm like, wait, He said you're gonna slow down.
Baby talk dirty to me.
Yeah, right. I was curious though if Sheepy like figured that I would, or as my character would toy with the watch. You did? Okay. I wanted to clarify. Okay, good. Because that's all within her nature. She's gonna mess with something even if she needs it to find Kira.
Yeah.
But yeah, super excited. You can find me on Twitch at I'm Cat or on Twitter at I'm Cat. And yeah, I'm going to toss it over to Nell.
Meow.
Niel, hi, that's me. Yes, Niel. I'm so glad we got Josh on this episode because now I don't need to debrief him after this episode and call him to tell everything that happened. He actually was here and experienced it all. Gaia is a great character. Wish she was German for a second, but hey, we can all have dreams.
I think she was German for a second.
Yeah.
Magic is weird.
We can all have dreams, I'm ready to leave Sesha behind in the desert to get Kira back and for everything to be just fine because no one will miss Sesha.
Damamu, I've come to bargain.
To be fair, like you're all not invited to the castle, but I am. I'm gonna go have tea with Kira for all you all know.
Yeah, sure. You know what? I'm willing to risk an angry Baba Yaga. No, I'm not. So we'll see. Maybe we do the little how there's these scenarios when people have like cops or like a bad guy and they're like, oh, we're gonna pretend to like deliver you, so we're gonna be like, oh, this is our prisoner. We'll see, many ideas. We're probably just gonna fight and beat the ever-living shit out of these people, but hey.
Okay.
Shush, Sheepy, shush.
I'm rooting for you guys.
Yeah, you're proud of us, huh? Yeah. So yeah, I am Syrinx. I've been playing Eleanor or Nell, and you can find me as Syrinx on Twitter and Instagram. And I'll see you next time we play, even if that's next week or the week after. And I'll hot potato it to Vandy.
Hi, I'm Vandy. You can find me at OMG Vandy pretty much everywhere, but I played Alfie for you today, as I do every week. And yeah, Gaia's like the, I want to say the adopted mom, like, or just cool, like really sweet aunt, who just comes in and be like, oh my gosh, you poor children, what have they been feeding you? It's clearly been nothing.
The Mrs. Butterworths of the Mage world.
Pretty much. Like, she just comes in and she's like, you poor children, let me help you. But also, you're gonna do something stupid, so at least let me like accompany you and be the chaperone. And it's just like, okay, thanks. Thank you for taking care of us. We're very incompetent. But no, Josh, it's always a pleasure playing with you. And I've missed hanging with you and emotional damage.
It's been a while.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad we get that moment again, and it's nice. And hopefully we can do it some more. And yeah, by the way, for everybody who is in the chat, if you are going to TwitchCon, I will be there, but just let me know and send me a tweet or something. Cause let's hang. Come say hi. So yeah. And I'll be there, and I'm coming back on Monday. So we'll be busy. And hot potato over to our glorious GM and magnificent bearded man, Sheepy.
Hello, I'm Sheepdog, and welcome to the Wandering Inn. Or good, I forgot to do my intro properly. I didn't promote anything like I generally try to. If you want to support the show, if you're enjoying Mage and you want to see us do more shows, trust me, there are more shows in the pipeline. Go check out the Patreon. Essentially, that is where the cast pay is pooled. Currently, we are covered for the Monday show, which is awesome, and soon, hopefully as we go, there will also be a Friday show, which, I don't know, maybe you've noticed if you've been watching the Monday show. Monday show is like heavy RP, long slow burns, and just stuff like this. The Friday show, if you've seen Dragon Riders, is a bit more experimental. On Dragon Riders, there are our cast members are playing both a Dragon Rider and another Dragon Rider's dragon. It's weird and difficult and really fun.
But it's really cool to watch. I watch it. It's good.
Speaking as GM, I have to have my fingers on the buttons to switch overlays when they switch between their dragon and their rider. So it's like, ooh, like took a bit of time to get used to. But yes, Patreon for supporting. If you want to be notified, there is Twitter, there is Discord, there's stuff coming up. So keep an eye out. And I would say for now, thank you for watching. And we're going to be off.